Hey fast fellas, SpeeDMan here. Today's episode we're going to get some more progress done with our culture victory push. Start things off, we're going to take a look and see what things we could do to boost our economy and boost our tourism output. And then after that, what we need to do is essentially, as we can see here, I've pre-placed a massive amount of ski resorts, improvement tiles, everything around here for us to focus on. 17 turns, we're going to be getting the biosphere. Take a quick look here and see who else is building it. Looks like it is just us right here. So we don't have any competition, which tells me we are in a good position to go after it. Go ahead and start trying to build quite a few more of these builders. Some builders would really help us get online here. Essentially what's going to happen is by getting a massive bucket load of builders, we can use that as a means to just rapidly supercharge our entire infrastructure within our economy. It'll boost our gold up, it'll boost our tourism up, it'll boost our other things up. So let's go for that, shall we? Awesome. Let's look for a city that we can use as a host city for the Eiffel Tower. If we could do that, that would give us a massive boost to appeal in all of our cities and actually open up some more options for us in the case that we need to develop some more national parks. There we go. So now we got some more great works of writing. That'll just kind of boost our tourism output and culture a little bit. Nice way for us to continue applying more pressure for that. So in the early to mid game, for anybody trying to go for a culture victory, one of the most important cards you can get is this printing right here. I don't want to be adding very many ski resorts in a place where I can actually gain value elsewhere. So for example, like ski resorts, I know they're going to be useful here. So I'm building them where I've actually placed those tacks because I know like those are places that strategically make sense for us. I don't want to just simply place them without having any real thought put into them, because otherwise we're just losing potential value out of it. And next turn, we will buy ourselves another naturalist and start getting set up here. So let's be on our way here. Let's get started with some of these improvements. Simply buy that tile, and we'll place that down. Awesome, so that's yet another builder. We are 5 turns away from... Awesome, so we're 5 turns away from getting Biosphere. We're going to make that last push for it, and let's continue working towards that. We're getting closer and closer to what our goals are. I would say, honestly, we need to probably build, I would say, like 6 or 7 more builders, and we should be pretty much close to about what we need for the rest of the game. Then it's just a matter of finishing placements and getting stuff done, and we'll be pretty much good to go. So, like, that's 2 turns. We'll go ahead and just get that built. 3 turns away from that. That's solid. Like, really solid. Get that going. We'll go here, get that going. We will improve that. Place that. Place that. Place that. We're just absolutely crushing it right now. Get that. It's gonna give us a huge boost to production. Good. That's owned by Fukuoka, so nice.
If there is any work in...
Excellent. And then since we have access to cybernetics, that is actually perfect, because then what we could do, because, well, that part's nice, but more importantly, having offshore wind farms. So that way in Kyoto, we can just place a bunch of wind farms in all of these cities. That way we can get a little bit more production and some other stuff going. So that is great. Let's do another round of builders, and then not this completion, but the next completion will be just about done building builders at that point, and we won't really need to build anymore really for that much of the rest of the game. So let's go ahead and buy a trader here. and we'll do a one-turn build of a trader. Yeah, that's awesome. You can see we're actually dipping into the double digits now for the victory condition. That's huge. And oh, that's what we were looking for. That's what we were looking for. Let's go. Increase trade route capacity by 1, and more importantly, 25% more tourism towards other civilizations you have a trade route to. Yes, please. Thank you very much. Boom. Wish you were here. Boom. That's a big one. And let's see. Dido has a golden age. You have a normal age. That actually, while that says 42, we actually should be getting a good bit more tourism out of all of this. So I think we're going to be A-okay. Cities with governors receive plus 50% tourism from world wonders. That means every city that has a world wonder needs to have a governor. So that is absolutely critical that we do that. Disrupt rocketry. Awesome. So that's yet another successful task done. We will look at the other AI here. You see none of them are really progressing very quickly. We can see Eleanor's pushing towards that. She is actually going to be launching the Mars colony fairly soon. We're allies with her, so we're not too worried about that. We'll just continue pushing on our culture victory. Do a little bit of risk it for the biscuit kind of thing, you know? Do that. 6 gold per turn is really not that bad, so we can live with that. And then, since the water park got done, this city is now like pretty much like just immediately getting even more tourism value. And that is good. We'll gladly take that. And we're also taking tourism away from Dido. Again, the culture victory, that strategy is really important. You want to be actually taking any bit of culture and tourism away from the AI. So getting more and more great work slots, as we can see here, getting more slots. So for example, this city has a couple of slots open for great works of writing. You're going to immediately go down here and see that, there's another slot. So 10 gold per turn, that's fine with me. We'll go back to you. We'll see you don't have many left. We can go back to potentially Genghis Khan. We can pick up another one of value. We'll look for, there we go. Perfect. He wants 30 gold per turn. So we'll do 40 here, 25. That's cheaper, easy. We get that in 2 turns anyways.
I'll be back.
We've won that. That's going to give us even more tourism output. Now, I don't know if it's going to give us tourism for the others. I assume so, and which means we are going to gain additional culture on top of all of that other stuff, which is already very, very good. Now we're going to gain sources, and then we're going to work on siphoning funds.
I ought to be jealous of the tower. She is more famous than I am.
I never
Awesome.
think of the
So
future.
that's huge. And now that we have that opening here, you can see we're at 5,100. We're going to go ahead and in this position here, we're actually going to go ahead and get started on... We'll take that, we'll move that, and then we're going to take the Hollow card and get started on that. We'll place that up so that way we can immediately start working value out of that. That's going to be 9 turns anyways, so not a problem. And then in this position, we'll get started on the stadium just so we have access to a little bit more potential tourism. Tourism is over 3,000! Not too bad. Take the roadies improvement, or rather the roadies promotion. That'll actually give us some options to work off of, so that's not too bad. But we do have to deal with the movement issues, so what we'll do is we'll take roadies and then we can move along, and that'll make things a little faster. But the problem is because we don't have... I don't think we have open borders mutually. We'll see. If she wants to be an ally again, honestly, that would be perfect for me. I could take advantage of that and just, it would give us free tempo, so, you know, could do it. Could do that. You know, if that's the case, then what we could do is we'll continue on just pressing. And that'll be probably the best thing we can do. I think we're going to also take some defensive ones. We'll just do Embrasure for now. in case we have to place it down to one of these other cities and defend a city. We'll apply that to there. I'm hoping that'll help with the pressure. I mean, we're like closing in on that. We're really just continuing to apply more and more pressure. Should help get us a little bit closer to that. What we do want to do is we are going to go ahead and make our way over here and Flame Rock one more time. And then with Dido, what we're going to do is also see, like, you know, what options we have available. Like, we can get some of these art museums, you can get that up and running. So again, just little optimizations we'll work on, so let's do that.
For scientific leadership, give me Scott. When we look up
There's
at
Amundsen.
night,
Obviously, we didn't get the win. We're still at 1 turn, so as long as we continue that pressure, honestly, we should be okay. We're just going to keep doing that. So again, just keep our foot on the pedal, just not give up pressure. What we will do is we will probably take in Hamamatsu that, just so we have the options. We'll do that. And then I'm realizing now we could have just gotten those upgrades. That was a bit of a mistake on my part. Yes! Let's
the worth
go!
of a culture is not measured by its accomplishments, but in how those accomplishments last and how they are remembered. The beauty that you have inspired our people to create will ensure that our culture stands for all time.
There it is. I am so hyped about that one. That was probably the hardest culture victory I've had to go for. Tokugawa's ability of losing with international trade routes, of losing 25% tourism is definitely a huge impact. I could feel that impact in our trade routes and just our overall potential there. It's definitely a little bit more limiting there, but you know, the domestic tourism that we have available with our trade routes being as good as they are, honestly, that kind of just carried us into some amazing late game. I want to thank you guys so much for your support and watching all of our Civilization series. This has been a journey. That being said, if you enjoyed watching this video and you made it this far, hit that like button, go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think and maybe what other projects you think we could work on that we haven't done on the channel yet. SpeeDMan out.